Tuscaloosa to frenzy.
It's caught. It's caught.
We talked about Alabama.
Alabama reaches the college cup for the first time. The first soccer championship in school history.
Alabama.
The 4 seed going to Spokane. It's a cross-country flight for Alabama, who led the nation in scoring average with over 90 points a game.
Number 8, Alabama Crimson Tide. 13th NCAA tournament appearance, made 3 of the last 4. 23 wins is the program's most since the 1997-98 season. Congratulations to Bama.
The Tide is in. Roll Tide, and welcome to the Crimson Tide production studio right here inside of Bryant-Denny Stadium. I'm Kinsey Hughes, joined by my co-host Shaw Pryor. And Shaw, it's great to finally be back after spring break, and it's great to be here with you this week.
I am super excited to be back in here with you, Kinsey, but I hope you use your break wisely and filled out some March Madness brackets.
That's right. We got those brackets in time, thank goodness. And as you saw, both the Alabama men's and women's basketball teams are dancing into March Madness for the second year in a row. Both Nate Oates and Christy Curry's squads are in the NCAA tournament.
For the Crimson Tide men, this will be their 24th time in program history making it into the tournament, and this will also make the 4th year in a row.
And Alabama is in as a 4 seed in the West region with a win over 13 seed Charleston. The Crimson Tide would face the winner of 5 seed St. Mary and 12th seed Grand Canyon. It's the first time in program history the Crimson Tide has earned a 4 seed or better in back-to-back seasons.
And congratulations to Mark Sears, as he was named to the Associated Press All-America Second Team. Sears was also a first-team All-SEC selection. Another congratulations to head coach Nate Oates. He received a contract extension this past week, and the new agreement will extend his current contract by 1 season. It'll keep him in charge of the Crimson Tide basketball program through 2030.
And the Alabama women's basketball team is headed to the big dance for the 13th time in program history and second year in a row. The Tide is an 8 seed and will take on 9th seed Florida State. Should the Tide win that matchup with the Seminoles, Christy Curry's squad will take on 1 seed Texas in Austin.
Man, Kinsey, what a season it's been so far for Christy Curry and the Crimson Tide.
It has, Shaw, and everybody knows this is by far my favorite time of the year, so let's go all access with the Crimson Tide as they learned who and where they would be playing for March Madness.
Selection show.
Say thank you for your love and support this season. You are the team behind our team, and that's why we wanted you to share with us tonight and be here with us. So thank you so much. And roll tide. Thank you.
Matchup. Number 8, Alabama Crimson Tide. 13th NCAA tournament appearance, made 3 of the last 4. 23 wins is the program's most since the 1997-98 season. Congratulations to Bama.
Thank y'all so much for coming and supporting us this year. It truly means a lot. And if you can't make it to Texas, that's fine. Just support us on TV. But thank you so much. We love y'all. Roll Tide.
Tide TV This Week is presented by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. Ford, visit your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide.
And for the first time since 2010, the Alabama Crimson Tide is an NCAA region.
Here today as we introduce Rob as the next head coach of Alabama baseball.
I don't need to sell Alabama. This program has laid the foundation. Now it's time for us to knock down the gates of Omaha, and we're going to do that here real soon.
Welcome back to the Crimson Tide production studios inside of Bryant-Denny Stadium. I'm Kinsey Hughes alongside Shaw Pryor. And Shaw, it's been a great start to the season for the Alabama baseball team as they wrapped up their non-conference schedule with an impressive 15-2 record.
And they carried that momentum into this past weekend as the 12th-ranked Crimson Tide opened their SEC schedule against the 5th-ranked Tennessee Volunteers. After dropping Game 1 11-3, the Tide bounced back in a huge way in Game 2. The Alabama offense put up 6 runs in the first 3 innings, and Greg Ferrone set the tone, allowing just 1 run through 5 1/3 innings. Then, Alton Davis II came in to close out the game, firing 2 scoreless innings as Alabama evened the series with a 6-3 win in Game 2.
Going for the series win in Game 3, Alabama jumped out to a 1-0 lead, but the Vols responded with 4 unanswered runs. With the Tide trailing by a run, Will Hodo sent this pitch over the right field wall to tie the score at 4. Down 5-4 in the 8th with 2 on and 2 out, Gage Miller crushed it out of the ballpark to put the Tide on top 7-5. After 2 scoreless innings from Matthew Heiberger, Aiden Moza came on to close out the game and pick up his first save of the season, as Alabama got the series win over 5th-ranked Tennessee with the 7-6 win in Game 3. Alabama cracked the top 10 in 2 polls as the College Baseball Writers of America have the Tide at 8th and Baseball America has them at number 9. What a weekend for the Crimson Tide. A big win for head coach Rob Vaughn in his first SEC series.
That's right, Kinsey. It was a fantastic weekend at the Joe, so let's take an all-access look at the Tide's big win over the 5th-ranked Volunteers.
It is a gorgeous night on the capstone as the opening weekend of SEC baseball continues. Day number 2 from Tuscaloosa, Sewell Thomas Stadium. The Joe, Game 2, Tennessee and Alabama in a top 15 matchup.
Alabama off to a fantastic start here to get the Rob Vaughn era underway.
Don't make this bigger than it is, okay? You come out and play your game today. That's tough at bats. Game, have fun, fly around the yard, play our brand of baseball. Keep us all safe out there and get us going. We love you.
Talking about is on the bump tonight for Alabama. Greg Ferrone, the senior out of Schenectady, New York, goes down swinging here. Another strike up in the zone, and Tennessee swings and misses, so Dreiling goes down. Off the top of the fence. Boy, that was in the air for a very long time. This ball is blasted. Devlin's going to try for 3. Here's the throw off the line and into the netting, and he'll go home. And inside the Parker. Little League style. Makes the catch. Davis will get the save. Ferrone the win. And Alabama has evened up this series, and it's their first conference win under the direction of Rob Vaughn.
It's a big win.
Executed offense. That's how you win. Now, the beauty of this is we didn't come out to high-five each other to just win on Saturday. We got a series to win. On to the next, boys. Tide on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Alabama responded 6-3 winners yesterday.
Alabama had a lot to prove last night, and they proved it early. The offense came out 6 runs in the first 3 innings. The pitching made it stick, proving they belong on the field with Tennessee.
Let's come in and do our job today. Got a great opportunity, boys. Have some fun, fly around the yard. Great energy, great composure. Withstand their punch and throw a haymaker. Let's go.
Hey, Hagan Banks, the junior out of Plainville, Georgia, and I still think that there's a lot of folks just wondering, what are we going to get from Hagan? Batter as he swings, misses. Tennessee has been chasing that upstairs fastball this weekend, and they get caught there again. That is through the hole. They're going to wave the runner. Another RBI, and another good piece of hitting by Ian Trutz. Out to center field, makes the catch. McCants will tag up at 3rd and a sacrifice fly, and an RBI for Evan Slight. Lifted high and deep in the air. That one will be out of here. A souvenir. 6th home run of the year ties this up at 4. 92 for a strike. That combination went quick. Ball is hit off the barrel out to left. Right, and the catch made on the wall. Longarena over to 3rd base. And Alabama will have him 1st and 3rd with 2 down.
Now Gage Miller and Nate Snead here with the tying run at 3rd base.
Coming in dirt here. 0-2 on Villaneve. Got him! Ball game. Boy, if this is what SEC baseball is going to be like for the next 9 weekends, It's going to be some kind of season in the Southeastern Conference.
The Tide got back in action on Tuesday night against Alabama State in Montgomery, and it was the TJ McCants show. McCants tied the Alabama single-game record with 3 home runs. He belted a solo shot, a 2-run homer, and a 3-run bomb, and also added a double as he drove in 6 runs in the Tide's 15-7 win over the Hornets.
With that win over Alabama State, the Crimson Tide improved to 18-3 overall, and the 8th-ranked Tide will travel to Athens this weekend for a 3-game series against the Georgia Bulldogs.
The 14th-ranked Alabama softball team hit the road for spring break. The Tide traveled to Florida like a lot of spring breakers as Alabama took on number 16 Florida State in Tallahassee on Wednesday.
Abby Dukeshire and Callie Hevlin both homered for the Crimson Tide. Dukeshire hit a solo shot in the first, and Hevlin added a 2-run bomb in the 6th. Kayla Beaver and Aaliyah Johnson threw just over 3 innings as each of them held the Seminoles to just 1 run. Alabama started spring break off with a top 20 win over Florida State 4-1.
Alabama then traveled north to Athens, Georgia for a 3-game series against 5th-ranked Georgia. The Crimson Tide dropped the first 2 matchups to the Bulldogs, but bounced back for the win in Game 3. Jenna Johnson got the scoring started for the Crimson Tide with a solo shot to left field to ignite a 5-run 4th for the Tide.
Then Georgia battled back, scoring 3 runs to make it 5-4 in the 7th, but with bases loaded, 2 outs and the game on the line, Kayla Beaver got the final out on this swinging strike to close out the game as the Crimson Tide got the win over the 5th-ranked Georgia Bulldogs 5-4.
Alabama was back in Rhodes Stadium on Tuesday night as the Tide hosted the Samford Bulldogs. The Tide offense scored in 3 of the 4 innings they were at the plate. Alabama was led by Kendall Clark, who was 2 for 2 with a double and 3 RBI. Jocelyn Brisky picked up the win to improve to 4-0 on the year as Alabama run-ruled Samford in 5, 11-2.
And on Wednesday night, Alabama took on UAB for the 3rd time this season. With the Blazers up 2-0, Jenna Johnson smacked this ball right over the right field wall to make it a 2-1 game. Later in the 3rd, Kenley Cahalan had a 2-run single that put the Crimson Tide ahead for the first time in the game at 3-2. UAB tied it up in the 5th, but Jenna Johnson knocked in the game-winning run with this single up the middle as the Crimson Tide held off the Blazers for the 3rd time this season with a 4-3 win.
Those wins improved Alabama's record to 24-5 on the season.
Man, that was a great weekend for the Crimson Tide, and they'll host 12th-ranked Virginia Tech for a 2-game series this weekend.
It's going to be an awesome win. And how about the Alabama football team? They got back to work this week after having the week off for spring break. We'll hear from Coach DeBoer and have a special one-on-one with one of the Crimson Tide's offensive stars coming up next right here on Tide TV this week.
And for the first time since 2010, the Alabama Crimson Tide is an NCAA region.
Here today as we introduce Rob as the next head coach of Alabama baseball.
I don't need to sell Alabama.
Start the party for the right field Rangers.
This program has laid the foundation. Now it's time for us to knock down the gates of Omaha, and we're going to do that here real soon.
The Alabama football team had last week off for spring break, but Coach DeBoer and the team returned to the practice field this week on Tuesday. The Tide practiced Tuesday and Thursday of this week and will practice one more time this week on Saturday.
The Crimson Tide will practice a total of 15 times this spring, with the 15th and final practice taking place on Saturday, April 13th for the Tide's annual A-Day game inside Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Guys came back from spring break. We've got a high standard and asked them to be even better than what we were on Tuesday. They definitely brought it, and you can tell it's important to them. They're doing a lot of things to work together to improve individually, collectively, both on their side of the ball and as a team.
Also this week, Alabama held their annual Pro Day for players turning pro and entering their names into this year's NFL Draft. 12 Crimson Tide players performed for the NFL scouts and head coaches in attendance, including several projected first-round picks.
All 32 NFL teams were in attendance, including 4 NFL head coaches and 3 GMs, along with some other professional football teams, including the Canadian Football League. For these members of Bama U, they'll realize their dreams when the NFL Draft takes place beginning on April 25th in Detroit, Michigan.
But we've still got a lot of star power on this year's team, and our Christopher England caught up with one of the rising stars on the Crimson Tide offense out on the practice field in this week's Fresh Off the Field.
I'm fresh off the practice field with Alabama running back Justice Haynes. Justice, you just finished up 1 week of practice, spring break. How's everything going so far?
Everything's going well. I can't complain. Love the culture that's going around here that Coach DeBoer is instilling, the standard that he's making and that he's carrying on from Coach Saban. He has his different ways, but, truly blessed to be here and thankful to be here.
You're a guy that's been waiting your turn. You got some time last year and did well. Just kind of talk about this year. You're ready to step up and take it to the next level. So just kind of talk about the season coming up.
I think it's going to be an exciting season, but right now where my feet are, and that's in spring ball, working on getting better each and every day, and just continue to keep grinding, and just lead any way I can on the field, off the field, and just continue to keep showing the young guys the way that the older guys showed me last year.
Been a huge turnover in coaching staff. You're one of the few guys that has your position coach back in Coach Gillespie. How important is that, and just what kind of impact has he made on you here at Alabama so far?
He's definitely made a special impact. Coach G and I have built a really strong relationship as a whole. He loves us as a whole, in a group, pushes us to our very best, gets the best out of us, challenges us, pushes us for our potential to get the max amount of potential out of us, rip us sometimes. But he's also gonna give us some love sometimes. And G's a hard coach. He's hard on us because he loves us. And that's what we love about G. And he's gonna love us. He's gonna continue to keep pushing us and get us where we want to go.
What would you like to say to the fans? What is this team going to be like this upcoming year?
Oh, this team is definitely gonna be explosive. We're gonna be physical. We're gonna win, and we're gonna do it the right way. With integrity. We're gonna be a dominant team. And that's what we have a chip on our shoulder, and that's what we pride ourselves on, being together, being a culture, having a strong culture with each other, and being a brotherhood, and loving each other, and playing for the brother right next to you, to the left and right of you. Every time you get in that stance, every time you think about you're about to tee off on the ball, think about your brother to the left and right of you.
Well, Justice, we appreciate it. Thank you for joining us today. Good luck during spring practice and the upcoming season, and Roll Tide.
Yes, sir. Roll Tide. Thank you.
Fan base is one like no other. All right, that's for real. What you got here, your home field advantage is for real.
In front of a full house at the Rhodes House. Back it goes to the wall, and it's gone! A miracle comeback for the Crimson Tide. How about some noise at the Rhodes House tonight? And the Crimson Tide will ride this season's wave all the way to the World Series.
Welcome back to TideTV This Week. The Alabama gymnastics team can now turn their attention to the postseason as Ashley Johnston's 7th-ranked Crimson Tide wrapped up the regular season this past Sunday with a matchup against the #1 ranked Oklahoma Sooners.
And what a test for the Tide as they began postseason competition, and Alabama did something that no other opponent has been able to do against the #1 Oklahoma Sooners all season.
Alabama posted its highest rotation score of the season on the balance beam at 49.625 and its second highest road score on the floor exercise at 49.525. Corinne Bunnigan scored a season-high 9.925 on her way to a share of the event title. Luisa Blanco tied her career high on bars to earn a share of that event title with a 9.975. The Gym Tide became the first opponent to score 198 against the Sooners this season, but it wouldn't be enough as #1 Oklahoma prevailed 198.775 to 198.025.
But for the third time this season, Luisa Blanco had the highest all-around score of the week. Blanco finished with a 9.75. Blanco scored a 9.9 or higher in all 4 events, highlighted by her 9.975 on the beam.
This weekend, 7th-ranked Crimson Tide travels to New Orleans to compete in the SEC Championships.
The 24th-ranked Alabama men's tennis team picked up a couple wins on the weekend.
Along with a 7-0 sweep against Alabama A&M, the Tide defeated the 25th-ranked Florida Gators 5-2 here in Tuscaloosa. The wins improved the Tide's record to 13-8 overall this season.
The Alabama rowing program's 3rd varsity 8+ crew received Big 12 Boat of the Week honors as its performance in the Oak Ridge Cardinal Invite against Tennessee. The 3 varsity 8+ crew was one of 5 Crimson Tide boats to claim a first-place finish last weekend against Wisconsin and North Carolina.
The now 6th-ranked Alabama men's golf team had quite the weekend as well. J.C. Wells squad won their 3rd team title of the season as they won the Linger Longer Invitational for the 2nd consecutive year. Jonathan Grizz used a 10-under par 62 round on Sunday to take medalist honors for the first time in his career. That round of 10 under par was the 2nd best score in school history. For that historic performance, Grizz was named the SEC Men's Golfer of the Week. Stay with us. We'll have our plays and players of the week coming up next in just 90 seconds.
Tide TV This Week is presented by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. Ford, visit your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide.
Your fan base is one like no other. All right, that's for real. What you got here, your home field advantage is for real.
In front of a full house at the Rhodes House. Back it goes to the wall, and it's gone! A miracle comeback for the Crimson Tide! How about some noise at the Rhodes House tonight? And the Crimson Tide will ride this season's wave all the way to the World Series.
Speaking of talented, this ball is blasted deep to right center off the top of the wall. Eblin's going to try for 3. Here's the throw off the line and into the netting, and he'll go home. Lifted high and deep in the air. That one will be out of here, a souvenir. Kodo's 6th home run of the year. Uh-oh. No doubt about it. Alabama has taken the lead on a Gage Miller 3-run blast. 0-2 on Villaneve. Got him, ball game.
And it's gone. Abby Ducher continues swinging a hot bat for Bamos to the base of the wall.
On a fly ball to left field. Could go for Alabama, and we're tied at 1 on a solo shot by Jenna Johnson. Big time strikeout, Kayla Beaver, and the Crimson Tide avoid the sweep in Athens and take Game 3.
Those are our plays of the week, brought to you by Legacy of Hope.
Now, let's take a look at our players of the week.
And we go with Gage Miller. The Alabama down 5-4 in the 8th with 2 on and 2 out. Gage Miller crushed it over the left field wall for the game winner as his hit gave Alabama the series win over 5th-ranked Tennessee Volunteers.
And Luisa Blanco had the highest all-around score in the entire SEC this week. She scored a 39.75, earning her SEC Gymnast of the Week honors.
And Jonathan Grizz took medalist honors for the first time in his career at the Linger Longer Invitational. Grizz's 2nd-round score of 10 under par was the 2nd best score in school history.
This is a bittersweet moment for us as this is your last time with us on Tide TV, but thank you so much and congratulations for finding yourself a job.
Thank you so much. It's definitely bittersweet, but I've had some of the most incredible experiences that you could ever have, and I'm so grateful for everyone here that I've had the ability to learn from. This place has a special place in my heart always.
And we're so appreciative for you as well, and we've enjoyed hosting with you. I've enjoyed hosting with you, and good luck on your job, and Roll Tide.
Thank you, Shaw. I appreciate it, and thanks for watching. For the last time from me, Roll Tide, everybody.
Roll Tide.
This has been a presentation from Learfield.